Welcome everyone, this is Halfar. Today I have the IDC 29 Semifinal. I'm up against Halfar at the top of your screen, who is playing Light, Water, Darkness, Nature, Fortress Burn, and I'm at the bottom of your screen playing Water, Darkness, Aggro. I win the die roll and I lead with a turn 2 Spinning Terror, and he bounces it immediately with a Spiral Gate. Now I'm gonna just resummon the Spinning Terror, and next turn I can summon Melia and evolve it straight away into Crystal Spin Slicer. He casts a Logic Cube, and now he will spend some time to check his shields and then grab a spell. He could grab a Miraculous Snare if he plays it, or he could grab a Miraculous Plague for later. I'm actually glad he doesn't have a turn 3 Bronze Arm Tribe, because this will allow me to apply more pressure in the early turns before he gets to his bigger cards. And he does get a Miraculous Snare. So now I'm gonna go for 2 shields. Unfortunately for me, he gets a Soul Swap out of shields, which swaps out my Crystal Spin Slicer. But this also gives me more mana. He snares the Melnia. Here I would summon Jewel Spider and hold on to the Melnia for later, in case I top deck another Crystal Spin Slicer. And I'm going for the second shield, and he seems like he's getting another shield trigger. And this time it's an Aqua Surfer bouncing the Spinning Terror. He is going for Bilex, grabbing Soul Swap. And now I'm going to summon the Melnia and bounce the Bilex. And he's gonna kill the Jewel Spider, and I need to think if I want to grab the Melnia out of shields or if I want to get a Mystery Shield, and I decide to grab a Mystery Shield. Here I'm gonna charge the Locomotiver for Aqua Hulkus, and then summon a Spinning Terror and an Aqua Guard, which was drawn by the Aqua Hulkus. Now he uses another Soul Swap to play Sky Sword again. Now he plays Bilex to grab that Miraculous Plague. Tries to kill the Melnia, but I block. Here I'm playing another Melnia. Blocks my Spinning Terror with Bilex. And now he's getting another Soul Swap out of shields. And another shield trigger. That's 4 shield triggers so far. Now he's probably gonna cast Miraculous Plague and trade into one of my creatures. And he's giving me the Darkness mana. And I'm gonna take the Locomotiver. Maybe I can do some sniping if I draw into a darkness source. But I don't, so instead I'm gonna summon Aquahulcus and Demelia, which is a pretty good rebuild of the board. Now it has a second Miraculous Plague. I'm definitely not killing the Aquahulcus, I want to keep drawing cards. And here I'm taking Unicorn Fish because I value the body. Now I'm gonna play Aquahulcus and add some defense with Aqua Guard as well. Playing a Sky Sword and a Solsa for Fortress Shell. Now the best thing I can do is just summon more creatures, apply more pressures. And there's Fortress Shell number 2. I have to keep summoning creatures and I will go in once I have more creatures than he has shields. Playing another Sky Sword. And here I'm summoning another creature. My hope is that I will end up in a place where I have more creatures than he has shields and I can go in. Plays Aqua Surfer on his Sky Sword so he can replay it. Here I'm going to charge the Aqua Guard because I want to be on 4 mana for Locomotiver and Lucky Ball. I'm looking at the graveyard to see what else I could draw off the top of the deck. Now he plays a Locomotiver. He's building a board to go in at some point. I have to decide between holding the Crystal Slicer in hand or summoning it right away. And I tap 2 mana, which will make him think that I might have a Spiral Gate, but I decide not to cast it. So I'm playing a little bit of a mind game over there. And here I draw into a Lucky Ball. For some reason I draw 2 cards out of habit. And then Halfar points out that why am I drawing? And yeah, it's a force of habit for me to draw 2 with Lucky Ball. Usually my opponent doesn't have 5 shields by this point. So yeah, now I can go for game. I have more creatures than he has shields. I've been planning this all along. And he's already seen a bunch of all of his soul subs and many of his shield triggers, so it's not too surprising that he didn't have a shield trigger. Still a bit lucky that he didn't have a trigger, because he plays a lot still. And yeah, we go into game 2, where I have 3 2-drops, so I can go 2-drop, Aqua Hulkus and double 2-drop. Here I'm going to lead with Spinning Terror because it cannot be killed by Bronze Arm Tribe. But he can be bounced by Spiral Gate. I'm gonna summon the Aqua Hulkus. Next turn I can summon 2 creatures. I'm gonna summon 2 creatures, and then next turn I can go for instant Spin Slicer. The reason I'm doing this now is because if I did it after Spin Slicer they will just get plagued, but this way they can go in before they get plagued. Except now he's going to bounce one with the Aqua Surfer. So yeah, I'm ready to go in. Spin Slicer first, then Aqua Hulkus, then Jewel Spider. Does get a Terror Pit for the Spin Slicer. Fortunately for me, he doesn't have Miraculous Plague yet. He does see a Sky Sword and a Soul Swap. And here it would have been better, in my opinion, to go for Fortress Shell. Because now I can summon 2 creatures instead of 1, and he would have had a stronger body on board. Although he would have had 1 shield instead, so there's merit for both. I'm gonna charge the Jewel Spider just so I can have more mana for whatever I'm gonna summon. And I'm gonna summon the Spinning Terror and the Aqua Guard I drew off the top of the deck. And even if he casts Miraculous Plague, I have a lot of mana to fall back on. Now he's playing Faliga, grabbing the Soul Swap, which he can use to swap Sky Sword in and out again. Okay, but instead he's going for Fortress Shell now. Taking me off water mana. Now he uses Miraculous Snare on my Spinning Terror. Here I'm thinking if I want to just summon or if I want to charge mana. And I'm really thinking about charging mana, just so I can have more mana in case he summons Fortress Shell again. And yeah, I charged the Milnia. And now I summon Crystal Spin Slicer. And I take the last shields. So now he casts Miraculous Plague, but he forgets to choose my mana zone. And he gives me the Darkness creature from the mana zone. Now I can go for 2 more creatures, which is a really good rebuild of the board. Uses Spiral Gate on Sky Sword and ends the turn, banking on a trigger. Now I'm gonna discard his Holy O with Locomotiver, play another Jewel Spider, and yeah, I take game 2. And that means I take the semi-final from IDC 29. Until next time, see ya.